Hi, welcome to this latest edition of my Facts About series. I'm Claire Ridgway. I'm the author of several Tudor history books, and today I'm going to treat you to 20 interesting facts about King Henry VII, who was, of course, the very first of the Tudor monarchs. Now, fact number one. Henry never actually knew his father, Edmund Tudor, because Edmund died of plague a few months before Henry was born. Number two. Henry was brought up at Raglan Castle in Monmouthshire by his guardian, William Lord Herbert, between the ages of 5 and 12. Fact number three. 14-year-old Henry and his uncle Jasper Tudor, Earl of Pembroke, escaped from a besieged Pembroke Castle in 1471, fleeing to Tenby, where they were said to have hidden in tunnels under the town before making their escape to Brittany. Number four. Henry was in exile for 14 years, and he and his uncle ended up being used as pawns between Brittany, France and England, who argued over what should be done with the two of them. Fact number five. In 1476, Henry escaped being handed over to the English by feigning illness and delaying the handing over. In the meantime, Francis II, who was Duke of Brittany, was persuaded that he'd made a mistake in handing Henry over and put a stop to it. Phew. Number six. Following King Richard III's accession to the throne, which followed Edward IV's death, disillusioned Yorkists fled to Brittany to support Henry Tudor. Number seven. While her son was in exile, Henry's mother, Lady Margaret Beaufort, plotted with Elizabeth Woodville, who was the late Edward IV's widow, to marry Henry Tudor off to Elizabeth of York, who was Elizabeth Woodville's daughter. Number eight. At Rennes Cathedral in France on Christmas Day 1483, Henry made a vow to marry Elizabeth of York, thus uniting the houses of Lancaster and York. Number nine. Henry escaped yet another plan to hand him over to the English in 1484 by fleeing dressed as a peasant from Brittany into France and seeking asylum at the royal court of King Charles VIII. Number 10. Henry sailed from Honfleur on the 1st of August 1485 with a force of French and Scottish troops and Lancastrians and Yorkists. His mission was, of course, to take the throne of England. Fact number 11. Henry landed at Mill Bay on the Pembrokeshire coast of Wales on the 7th of August 1485. He knelt on the beach and he quoted from the psalm, "Judge me, O God, and favour my cause," before kissing the ground and making the sign of the cross and commanding those around him to set forward in the name of God and St. George. Number 12. Henry's forces defeated those of King Richard III at the Battle of Bosworth Field on the 22nd of August 1485. Number 13. Henry was crowned king on the 30th of October 1485 at Westminster Abbey. Number 14. Henry VII's first parliament attainted Richard III's followers and petitioned Henry to marry Elizabeth of York, which he did on the 18th of January 1486. Number 15. Henry VII's accession to the throne actually didn't end the Wars of the Roses. The Wars of the Roses continued into the first couple of years of his reign, with him having to put down rebellions in 1486 and 1487. The Battle of Stoke Field, which took place on the 16th of June 1487, which was a victory for Henry VII over those supporting pretender Lambert Simnel, is seen as the last battle of the Wars of the Roses. Number 16. Henry VII had, in the main, good relations with France, Spain, Scotland, and the Holy Roman Empire. He married his eldest daughter, Margaret Tudor, off to King James IV of Scotland, and his eldest son, Arthur Tudor, Prince of Wales, to Catherine of Aragon of Spain, and arranged the betrothal of his youngest daughter, Mary, to Charles of Castile, who was the grandson of Maximilian, Holy Roman Emperor. Number 17. Henry built up the Treasury, which had of course been emptied during the Wars of the Roses, with his economic policies, such as punishment by fines rather than execution, and his improved tax collection. He also used skilled men as his financial advisors, and he was able to pass on a considerable fortune to his successor, his son, King Henry VIII. Number 18. Henry VII supported exploration, granting letters patent to John Cabot and his sons for voyages of discovery. Number 19, nearly at the end. Henry VII was involved in the alum trade. Alum being used as a dye fixer for wool and the textile trade. It was mined in a mine very near Rome, and it was a papal-owned mine. Historian Nathem Amin states that one ship brokered by Henry, his advisor Edmund Dudley, and their Italian contact brought in £15,166, which in modern estimates is around £10 million. Wow. And finally, number 20. Henry VII died on the 21st of April 1509, passing the throne on to his second son, his spare, Henry, who became Henry VIII, unchallenged. Thank you for joining me today. I do hope that there were a few of those 20 interesting facts that you didn't know, that you'd never heard of before. You can subscribe to this channel by clicking somewhere over my shoulder there. You can hit the bell to be notified as these videos go live, and you can give me a like and leave me a comment. I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.